for the Pat Narduzzi Show. Brought to you by GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. Air Pro Heating and Cooling. Call someone you know. Call Air Pro. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
From the Indigo Hotel on Technology Drive next to the campus of the great University of Pittsburgh, welcome to the Pat Narduzzi Show. I'm Larry Richard with the Chris Bickle 97 head football coach, Pat Narduzzi. Coach, seems like forever. It's only been 2 weeks, but could be a month. And here we go.
It does seem like forever. We hit the road recruiting a little bit. We put that game, that Youngstown game away a long time ago, and we've been moving on to a very talented North Carolina squad.
Yeah, week to week, once you get to that Sunday night and you've gone through all the details, then you turn the page regardless. And that was so long ago. But I want people to understand, you're sitting at 4-0, getting ready for ACC play on the road at Chapel Hill, play North Carolina. But in between, people might say, oh, well, that's nice. The coaches get to just sit down and relax.
You got open week.
But you actually on the road, and your staff goes out and recruits. I mean, it's a very active week for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, all of our assistant coaches except myself and Coach Bell, our offense coordinator, and Coach Bates were out for 3 days last week. So it's not like it's this open week. You're on the road traveling, getting back to the hotel at 11 o'clock at night. I was out. Me and the coordinators were out 2 days on Monday and Friday. Everybody else was out Monday, Tuesday, Friday. And then we come back Wednesday and Thursday and kind of tie up the Youngstown State game because we gave our kids off Sunday just to get fresh and tie up the Youngstown State and get into some North Carolina practices.
And you go to games, high school games, right? Or are you able to talk to the players individually, or is just observe
it's an evaluation. It's called an evaluation. We're not allowed to talk to them. We just have to look at them. Okay?
Okay.
If they look pretty, we go, let's take that guy. But we all went to games on Friday. I was up in Michigan, saw a great game up in Michigan. It was a really good ball game. It was a blowout, but you saw what you wanted to see.
Did you get any chance whatsoever, just as a football fan, to watch anything on TV?
Saturday. I didn't leave my couch Saturday.
Nice.
Like when I'm home, Saturday was a day off. I'd look at my iPad and look at football stuff, but it was – to me, you learn from watching other guys play, what they're doing, situations, the whole deal. But, I really, literally did not leave my couch except to get food.
And how about the players? What was their game plan this past week?
Some of them traveled. I was worried about the, that hurricane that was coming up through Tampa. And God bless all those souls out there. They're having a tough time down in North Carolina. We know, but it came up, hit about 10 states, Tennessee and all that. So our prayers are with everybody out there on that deal.
Absolutely.
But I was worried about our players traveling down there and not being able to get back for practice on Sunday. That was my biggest concern. And that thing, that was up in Indianapolis. I was in Indianapolis on Monday. That thing was up in Indianapolis already swirling around.
And we still had the residual effects of that up until this morning, and so the sun has
Is that what
emerged.
That was?
Yeah, actually, that was the leftover
I had no idea.
From Hurricane Helene, which has done catastrophic damage in western Carolina, North Carolina, as you know. So our thoughts and prayers will be with the people suffering down there. And then we'll be headed to Chapel Hill. Did you watch the North Carolina Duke game? Of course you did.
4 o'clock, there's no question. Because I'd like to watch a couple of the TV games to begin with, so it's just like it's extra. My homework is done as far as just watching a TV game, seeing, really the tempo, the cadence, a lot of different things you watch.
Right, and obviously your vision and view of it is much different than the average fan. However, the fans saw. So North Carolina's at 3-2, 0-1 in the ACC. They started with a nice win on the road in Minnesota in the Big Ten, and then beat Charlotte, North Carolina Central, and also faced James Madison a couple of weeks ago. And you're looking at that score, and you're going, they lost 70-50, and then they shut out Duke in the first half last Saturday, and then couldn't get anything going. And Duke sneaks up and wins the game 21-20. So I would imagine you're going to face a team that's angry. And wanting to prove, hey, this was just an aberration. So I'm sure they'll be ready as you arrive for ACC play. Mentality-wise, anything change as you head into conference play?
No, not really. I mean, our kids know how important each one of these games are. They've worked hard to get to this point. We've never been 4-0 in the non-conference play. I think that's critical. So, we're in a place we've not been for a long time as far as that undefeated part. But we're going to an ACC play. It's 1-0 mentality like it's been the entire year, and our focus goes on North Carolina. And doing what we need to do, and everybody, getting it done together as a team.
And we're going to come back, talk about the player awards, even though it's been now 2 weeks. But we're going to have an opportunity. Also, Coach's special guest is here. Let's hear it for Ben Sauls, the outstanding redshirt senior kicker, who's going to be playing on Sundays next year for sure. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show and the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Are at the Indigo Hotel. You're invited Wednesdays at 6. We have a couple of audibles. There's a Thursday night game where we're going to be doing the show on a Monday. Meanwhile, Coach, before we get into the player awards, you have this rare situation where you're going to have another bye week coming up in a couple of weeks. I don't know that we've ever had that since you've been here at Pitt.
We have had a 2-bye week.
Did we?
I should say, yeah. We've had one maybe 3 years ago, something like that, I believe.
That was probably in the blur of all
maybe it was COVID. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anyway, let's talk about Youngstown State. You're sitting here at 4-0. That was your last opponent, and obviously you dominated that game from the opening gun. And let's talk about your players of the week, because we don't want to cut those guys short.
No doubt about it. You know, when you think about from the opening gun or that opening kickoff, so our players of the week on special teams was our kicker, who's here tonight, Ben Sauls. He had a winning grade, 10 out of 12 touchbacks, kickoffs, 9 of 9 PATs. You don't take those for granted. He had one 49-yarder that was obviously good, so he's outstanding.
And what you look from a kicker, obviously such an important part of the game when you're talking about field position above and beyond, kicking the field goals and the extra points. That's so critical. He's been so consistent, and I think when you can rely on your kicker, that is a big arrow to have in your arsenal.
No doubt about it. And, we know we can count on Ben all the time.
Apparently he's pretty popular. He's over there signing autographs right now, so we're going to have
Just don't wear his leg out over there as long as,
Ben
as
Sauls.
he's signing them.
All right, let's talk about on defense. You had many stars, and you picked one.
Yeah, Kyle Lewis did an outstanding great job. We give a lot of winning grades. He had an ACC grade. He had 4.5 tackles. He had a TFL, 4 quarterback hits, a forced fumble, and one unbelievable interception on our sideline that was like, whoa, looked like the 2-minute the week before where he just snatched that thing away. And, he's got a lot of confidence of going after that ball.
I love the way he plays. He's out there just quiet confidence, and he plays hard, and obviously it shows. All right, for the 4th week in a row, the ACC chose the rookie as quarterback Eli Holstein. I don't know if that's happened before for one player, but he's been steady and terrific.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's had 4 for the entire season.
Right.
I don't care what it was, but Eli had an outstanding game. Obviously played 3 quarters. We would like to get him over 300 yards, but we pulled back and slowed down. But 16 of 24, 247 yards. He had 9 carries for 93 yards. Rushed for a TD, threw for 3. I mean, what else do you want your quarterback to do?
Boom.
Just do it again.
And
That's what I want him to do.
Your special guest 2 weeks ago was your offensive lineman of the week.
No doubt about it. A week ago we didn't feel like we had any. I think we maybe talked about that 3 weeks ago. But Branson Taylor, winning grade 89%. He had 2 pancakes. Really playing at a high level, and a guy that's going to play at the next level here as well.
Unsung heroes. How do you select these?
It's one of those guys that maybe didn't do all the great what the players of the week did, but guys that you go, man, that guy was exceptional. And Kenny Johnson started the game off with that one long catch he had on the sideline over his shoulder. He had a 17-yard punt return. I mean, he just does what he's supposed to do, and you can you can count and trust Kenny will get that done.
And on defense, this young man's getting a lot of love even around the country. They're taking notice.
Good. I didn't know that. I don't read all that stuff. But Brandon George has been really good. He's a guest on the show, I think, week 2. We get another winning grade with 6 tackles, a quarterback hit, and a quarterback hurry.
And I was really impressed with your unsung hero on offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Daniel Carter, on offense, 8 carries, 109 yards, had 2, ran for 2 TDs, had a reception for a TD. He's Mr. Reliable, and whatever we ask him to do, whatever his role is, he's Mr. Reliable. He's a special kid.
Defensive Attack Force Player of the Week.
Tamarian Crumpley, a lot of people haven't heard much about Tamarian, but Crumps, as we call him, had a winning grade, had a tackle. But the most important thing is they were still throwing it in the 4th quarter, and the pick 6 was big. And again, it was a great catch. It wasn't like they just threw it and hit him in the chest. I mean, he was covering the guy, and boom, it was really a bad throw. If you're going to throw a pick, throw a nicer one to us, make it easier, right? I mean, he made him work for it. I don't know how many corners could actually have caught that ball, but Crumps actually got that one as a great catch.
All right, your Rocks Player of the Week. Let's talk special teams.
Special teams, Caden Smith, receiver that just gives us a great look in whatever he does. He loves to, there's going to be a day he runs down on the kickoff team and makes a couple big hits. He loves to run down. He's got a great motor. We appreciate everything Caden does for us weekly to help us prepare for the game.
And a lot of these names people might be unfamiliar with, but some of these guys, this is how they get your attention and the coaching staff. Talk about offense.
Yeah, they'll be creeping up. I mean, Caden will be creeping up on us. And then, offensively, David Lynch. He's a walk-on quarterback from Rhode Island. Played at Hendricken High School up in Rhode Island, really, the best high school up there. Just a super, super kid that gives us a great look as a quarterback every week. And then on defense, it was Alan Bryant, safety from St. Thomas Aquinas High School down in Florida. And he is going to be he's just a true freshman as well, but he's going to be a really good player for us.
All right, let's hear it for our Pitt Players of the Week. Great job, and congrats on a big win over Youngstown State. When we come back, Coach Narduzzi's special guest, Ben Sauls. I told you you'd get a kick out of this show. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. I know firsthand that an illness such as cancer can strike at any time, even when you're at the top of your game. If you are healthy and life is going your way now, this is the best time to get life insurance. You can get a policy with GBU Life that is affordable to you now. and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you're building today at GBU.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This is a paid endorsement. Coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
Hey Pitt fans, Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Snap is down. Kick by Ben, the left footer. Up and good. And he is unerring. He's 8 for 8 on the year. 2 for 2 in the range of the 40s. This one 49. And the Panthers extend the lead to 45-17.
And that's the voice of Bill Hillgrove, a recently minted Pitt Hall of Famer. Let's hear it for Bill Hillgrove. By the way, Billy, Monday night he's going to be recognized by the Saints and Sinners at an event that they do every year at the Lamont. And we welcome Coach Narduzzi's special guest. He is redshirt senior Ben Sauls, number 90 from Tip City, Ohio. Ben, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. How we doing?
We're doing good, man. My lasting memory of you is always going to be in El Paso, Texas, in that Sun Bowl game in the wind with the game on the line, and you were like, you just walked out there like, I got this, man. And remember seeing you on the field after. That was a special moment.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's funny, during that game, everyone, towards the end was, hey, we're going to need you. We're going to need you. Lock in. Obviously I'm locked in. That's my job. But to get that opportunity, especially back in 22, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you've been so steady. And I was talking to Coach how much and how important that is to a football team to know when you send your guy out there, you're going to get the results. But it wasn't always easy for you, right?
No. We had our struggles at first, and we definitely saw our ups and downs. But that's that can either make or break you, and I like to think that made me.
Yeah, you fought through that and end up being this tremendous kicker for the University of Pittsburgh.
It all worked out.
And for those that don't know, Ben is an accomplished golfer too. What's your handicap?
It's funny. I actually get asked the handicap question. I don't know, actually, because I really don't keep track too often of all my scores, but it's 70s. I think average score this summer was 76. Actually PR'd 69 back in Ohio, so I did break 70. So like I said, anyone wants to golf, let me know.
Don't. I think Coach Narduzzi and my handicap are us.
Yeah.
We're good in a scramble. Well, Coach,
I'm not good in a scramble either. I'm no help.
You have a good excuse. I mean, you're actually busy all the time. I can't claim that. But so let's talk about as you go down, you have an opportunity to ACC play begins in North Carolina. For you, you're really in a unique position because the opponent doesn't really matter in the sense that you just have to do what you do. You have this little triangle, right? Let's talk about the guys that are on your unit.
Yeah, so Cam Guess is the holder. Nico Crawford's my snapper, and a great O-line, to follow up with that. But the unit is so important because if you get a clean snap and a clean hold, that just makes the job easier, and I get to put the cherry on top for what they did. So we've had a very clean operation all year long. We like to tell each other trust and finish. That's what we do. And when we finish and we trust each other, we make a lot of kicks.
And how much time do you three spend doing what you do in practice?
Yeah, well, that's every day. The Specs get to hang out together every day. Tuesday, Thursdays when we get to kick field goals. Wednesdays drill work. Like today we worked on wet ball drills just in case. So we're always prepared for anything that comes our way. But we spend a lot of time together. That chemistry is very important. Having a good head on each other's shoulders and trusting each other is huge.
Yeah, we saw somebody in Cincinnati that you might be familiar with, an old long snapper.
Yeah, Mr. Adamitis.
Yes.
Big Cal. Yeah, he was sidelined. Of course, he was our honorary captain too that week, and his family was there too. And I know his family. I know his brother. His brother Graham was there, and they were right in my corner by my net. So I was kind of chatting with them throughout the game. But Cal is always pumping me up. We still stay in contact very often, and to watch what he did and how he handled himself, like he set the tone for me coming in, and he showed me what it is to like really be a Pitt man. And I took that to heart, and hopefully that's what I'm doing.
Interesting, because I think of kickers in football almost like goalies in hockey. Sometimes the players want to just leave you alone, but other times, as you pointed out, they say, hey, we're going to need you. Mentally, what kind of process do you go through to build up for the game?
Going into a game, it's all about positivity. And then, based on your preparation, that's where your confidence comes from. And I like to think I prepare just as good as anybody else. And I think Coach can vouch for it. You don't see me miss much, if ever, during the week at practice. So it's that confidence and that preparation that goes into a game. And then come game time, you just got to trust your swing. No different than if you're on the golf course. You don't want to change things as you're playing. You just want to trust what you got. And I've critiqued my form and what I do for a long time, and I trust it very well right now. And obviously we're getting good results.
Let's hear it for Ben Sauls, and we'll be back with more. Well, you got some big fans here, brother. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland. Host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Clock is winding to 8:45. They're going to play action fake. And Blank is going to be intercepted and a walk-in from the left sideline into the end zone. Comes the Panther defender, and that is Tamarian Crumpley, the junior from Cincinnati, with a defensive touchdown that sends the Panthers into the 60s.
And it kept going to 73-17 over Youngstown State 2 weeks ago. And the Panthers enjoying a 4-0 record and an off week, getting ready for ACC play in North Carolina and Chapel Hill. Coach Narduzzi's special guest is Ben Sauls. They're an extraordinarily gifted kicker. And, Coach, we were talking in the break. Take us through, Ben, you know, the critical time where you get the snap, the hold. Obviously, it's a well-oiled machine. What are you looking for?
Okay, so, you know, my preference is that the long snapper, you know, from 8 yards away gets the ball over the spot, and that the laces on the football should be on top of the ball. That way the holder can catch it over the spot, put it down without spinning it. Now, I'm lucky to have a guy like Cam Guess who can handle any type of snap, whether it's laces or it's on the ground or it's high or low. You know, that Cincy snap, the game winner, was a little bit high. He was able to get up, handle it, bring it down, spin it around, and where I'm kicking a clean ball, you know, that makes my job a lot easier.
And how critical was that in a game where that kick won a giant comeback? And we noted it at the time. Pat Bostic is right on the spot, and he noted that the snap was a little high, so it was good work to get it down, and you finished it off.
Yes, it was tremendous by Cam, and Nico threw. It was a little high, but the laces were perfect, so Cam could catch it, put it down. But regardless of what the ball is or where it's at, I'm going to swing through it, you know, so – It just helps me put the cherry on top, like I said, to be able to put the ball in the uprights.
Anybody that's watched Ace Ventura has heard laces out. Why is that?
Yeah, shout out Tip City. But, yeah, no, you just don't want to hit the laces. If you hit the laces, it could knuckle, it could go left, it could go right. You know, it's probably not going to be a true flight on the ball. And, you know, we play in Pittsburgh. You play in weather. You got wind, rain. It gets cold, so the cleaner you can hit the ball, the better you can be able to have it on a string and put it where you want.
And I want Panthers fans gathered here at the Indigo Hotel to know that Huntington Bank supports the efforts of Ben Sauls. For every field goal, they donate $1,000 to charity, so you're racking it up for the good, too.
Yeah, and that's an awesome thing they do. I'm glad I get to be a part of that. If you were to say put it in someone's hands there, I would love for it to be me because – you know, I trust myself that much, but, you know, having those opportunities like we get in the game and Coach Bell moving the ball down the field, let's run it up. Hopefully we get about 35 this year.
Well, let's talk about
Let's
Tip
kick
City.
a lot of extra points. I'd like extra points.
They both work.
Extra points are good, too.
Yeah, they do.
They all matter. Let's talk about Tip City, Ohio. So you were highly touted in high school, Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association. You were all-state first team as a place kicker. So what got you to the University of Pittsburgh?
You know, that's an interesting question. It's tough as a kicker to get recruited out of high school. For example, I only kicked 5 field goals my senior year. It just happened that, you know, of the 5, I think 4 of them were 50-plus, and I think I cracked a 57 off the upright. But even showing your leg at that point, you know, especially in high school, it gets you some looks. But, you know, I shout out my kicking coach, Adam Tanowski. He helped me get in with like Alex Kessman, and at the time it was I think Coach Bates, and Coach Powell came to my high school, talked on the phone with you, Coach Narduzzi, and I knew I wanted to go to Pitt from a certain point, just because if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere, and it's a great culture. But coming out of high school, it was nice to have those looks and obviously those opportunities as well.
And Ben, you have a bachelor degree in economics, so you're a numbers man. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, so I started at with a history major, and there's a lot of papers for me, so it was an easy switch to economics. I've always been pretty good at math, and that degree flew by. It really did. And it's funny, my mom, if she's listening, I told her my freshman year, if I had 10 apples in 2 baskets, one for school and one for football, I'm putting 9 in the football basket. So I'm lucky that one apple in the school basket got me a degree, but no, we made it.
And how do you we know you golf, so that's one way that you detach a little bit from the rigors of practice and the season. I always ask the players, what do you like to do to just chill?
In the downtime, especially as a grad, there's not as much homework. So just hanging out with the fellas. I live with Cam Guess and Rashad Battle, get to hang out with them a lot, spend time with the seniors and help the underclassmen out whenever they need, spend time at the facility. But Coach Bernowski got me into reading. So, I've been reading a couple books. The last book I read was called It Takes What It Takes, and I couldn't give you an author. But it's all about mentality and how you just approach life and every day and how to get better.
That's outstanding, and you keep this up. I assume you want to play on Sundays too.
That's the goal, but I know it's going to take, what I do tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So I'm very one day at a time focused. I definitely think I can do that, but we're only 4 games in, got a long way to go.
You got the leg, I think. I'm sure just like Coach Narduzzi here in the collegiate level, the NFL guys are looking for consistency, right, Coach?
No question about it. In every respect. They got him.
They got him. So, Ben, good luck the rest of the way here. It's a rarity that Coach has a kicker on the show. So, and you have a fan base that's pretty excited that you're here, right? From Tip City. Ben Sauls. Ben, good to see you, man. I love your attitude. We'll see you on the charter.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
All right, let's hear it for Ben Sauls, number 90. Coming up next, we'll break down the game Pitt and North Carolina with Pat Bostic. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
I'm with Rocco Florio from Air Pro Heating and Cooling with great news.
Air Pro and Bryant are now offering the $1,000 rebate program. Buy a furnace, take $1,000 off. Add a central air conditioning system, take another $1,000 off. That's $2,000 savings.
Plus up to 60 months interest-free financing or low 3.9% interest, subject to credit approval. So call someone you know. Call Air Pro Heating and Cooling at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
You want a news source that delivers unrivaled football coverage? Then you want the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, because the Post-Gazette delivers football 24/7. High school, college, and the pros. Up to the minute, in-depth reports, scores and stats, matchups and highlights, breaking news, and breakout players. Exclusive coverage, online, in print, or on the go. So for football and all the news that impacts our region, the Post-Gazette delivers what matters most.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Playing field is under further review.
Making the right call requires speed and accuracy.
I've got your result right here, Mrs. Johnson.
Siemens Healthineers provides laboratories with fast and accurate test results when and where they're needed. From the world's largest hospital systems to care centers here in the Berg and across Western Pennsylvania, Siemens Healthineers helps labs tackle the toughest challenges.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
And the play action fake, and Holstein is going to zig and zag and get to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers! Eli Holstein, a rushing touchdown. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is his first of this 2024 season.
And it will not be his last. Eli Holstein, 4 weeks in a row, ACC Rookie of the Week, and he's been terrific. Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show here at the Indigo Hotel on Technology Drive, right near the Hot Metal Bridge and at the base of Bates Street. You're welcome to join us in the future on Wednesdays at 6. And joining us every week is former Pitt quarterback who is the Senior Associate Athletic Director of Development Major Gifts, Pat Bostic.
Hello, Larry.
Patrick, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Seems like it's been forever. It's only been a couple of weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks.
I know. And I'm sure you watched the North Carolina game last week against Duke, and it looked like after giving up 70 points the previous week that they were locked in the first half, didn't give up a point, and then wheels came off again.
Helps not to turn the ball over 4 times like they did against James Madison. So, yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They're a good football team. They've got a lot of ability and talent, and sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't, and about everything that could go wrong against James Madison did, but I think that's probably more the exception than the rule for who they are.
Before we get into his official scouting report, Coach, let's talk about the Youngstown State game. Again, it seems like a long time for the coaches, but for the fans, being 4-0 and in a place, it's special to open a season and to be perfect to this point. So many guys. How many players got in the game, Coach? You mentioned that on Monday.
I want to say like 28 on offense, 31 on defense, and 54 total guys on special teams. We had our backup kicker get in. I mean, we had everybody in the game.
And that,
Ben got a break.
That helps build confidence. Give them a chance, a little taste of action, and
you find out who shows up on game day, and it gives them an opportunity. The next time it shows up, we may put you in. Crumpley got more reps in that game than he has, and he played well. And he was one of the players of the week. So we'll continue to look at those guys, and you're not afraid to put them in a game if they've been there before. They've done it.
And they recognize, hey, this is my opportunity to show the coaches what I can do. Crumpley did just that. So, Pat, what were some of your takeaways from the Youngstown State game?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win games. So you go out there and handle business, put 70 up. That's not easy to do, no matter who you're playing. I thought that, for the most part, the offense played its cleanest game, start to finish. There were still some missed opportunities. I think Eli talked about them after the game. I was impressed with Daniel Carter. I thought he played really well. He's a guy that I feel like he's been here 7 years, 8 years, but every time he gets the ball, he makes plays. And he did that in that game. I think he showed some burst. Wubuko, showed some good things too. Wabuko, he looked good. You saw guys that didn't get a chance weeks 1 through 3 play and make plays, and that was good to see because you never know. I mean, you get later in the year, a guy gets banged up, it's your turn, and you can draw on that performance in a stadium in front of a crowd more than you will from a scrimmage or practice. So it was business as usual, but I thought some guys went in there and made some plays that haven't done that to this point in their career.
And you look at it, and fans may forget, this is still a new offense. You got a whole new offense, offensive coordinator, Cade Bell's on the sidelines there. You got a young quarterback who's making all kinds of waves across the country, and Eli Holstein. And you can see a progression, though, as this develops over 4 games.
You can, yeah. I still don't think they play their best football at either side of the ball or special teams. Maybe Ben is playing his best football, which is keep it going, Ben. Great job on the air, too. I mean, both sides of the ball is a lot to clean up. You saw that probably during the open week watching self-scout, and that's both disappointing but also really encouraging because you've been in some situations where you've had to rally When maybe if you play cleaner in the first half, you don't have to. But to respond and to win games the way they have, you're going to be in a lot of tight ball games. And if they play clean and play the best football they can, you can play with absolutely anybody. And I think that's something to be really excited about with this football team.
Coach, you don't make up the schedule, but after 4 games, you got that extra week, and here you are on a roll. Now, how do you keep the guys locked in as you get ready for ACC play?
You know, you go out and practice and prepare the right way. I think, just that mindset of how we practice every day. I always say, the way you practice is the way you're going to play. So, we've had 2 really good days. We'll have another good one tomorrow, and it's just playing the game and doing it the way it's supposed to be. You can't be loafing around or walking around. You got to go out and play, and we play hard. I don't know if there's a lot of teams around the country that practice as hard as we do. I think a lot of people are afraid to get hurt and all this. I mean, we go. Sometimes you bite your lip out there. You're scared. Someone's going to get hurt. But we try to be smart, stay off the ground. But our guys play hard daily.
That's a delicate balance as a coach, because you want them to be as prepared as you can, but you have to be sensitive to the possibilities, just the reality of playing football, right, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, especially when you got to tackle a guy like Amari and Hampton. If you go soft for 2 weeks and don't hit each other, and then you got to tackle a guy like that, it's important. It's football. It's not flag football. It's not two-hand touch. It's football. So I don't know how much, especially in high school, college. As you get to the pros, obviously you're elite, but you still have to train the fundamentals, and it comes down to blocking, tackling, throwing, and catching. And if you don't do that on a daily basis, you get rusty, you get beat.
Hampton's been a force, 21 career starts, and he's a big tailback, 220, so he can pack a punch. And once he gets through, if he gets through the line and D-backs, I wouldn't want to tackle him running full speed.
Well, thankfully,
we
Larry,
don't want you tackling.
Thankfully, Larry, we don't need you tackling anybody, so we'll be okay.
I want full disclosure.
If you come flying off the sideline and make a play,
I played 2 years of grade school football at St. Ursula, and I was told my job was to turn the play in, and I took the angle of attack to avoid contact. The problem was I was on defense.
You set the edge.
So after 2 seasons, I retired.
You set the edge.
Way outside.
You set the edge out of bounds.
I set the edge, all right.
Set the edge out of bounds.
When we come back, we will get the official scouting report on North Carolina with Pat Bostic. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show and the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Hey Pittsburgh, it's Cam Hayward. As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. Get started protecting the life you are building today at GBU.org.
GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance underwritten by GBU. This is a paid endorsement. Coverage is subject to approval and may not be available in all states.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Down the left sideline, this pass for Holstein is caught on a dead run. Sincerely on his way. 20, 15, 10, touchdown. 82 yards. Holstein to Sincere Lee, and for Lee, his previous long pass caught was 17 yards.
Boy, was that a beauty. Pat Bostic, as a quarterback, watching that, he never had to break stride. 82-yard touchdown, Panthers.
Yeah, it was perfect. Great route, too. He gave him room to fade him to the sideline, which is big. He gave him some space. Sometimes receivers take that outside release, and there's no room to throw it, and you're not going to go 82 when you're catching the ball and diving out of bounds. So great throw, great catch.
Eli continues to get more confident every day watching him throw the ball in practice. That's the other thing. Every week he seems to gain confidence in what he's doing. It's a little scary right now.
And, Pat, your evaluation of Eli, I mean, there's a lot to like, obviously, when you watch him every week.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, the play he made it was a broken play that he tried to throw hot to a tailback, pump fake. The dude didn't try to tackle him. I don't know what happened, and he goes inside and scrambles for 35 yards to the 2-yard line. I mean, he's doing that, but also the on-time, on-rhythm throws is what's impressive. And knowing where to go with the ball, he's only going to get cleaner with those things. But the poise in the pocket, when he needs to be poised in the pocket with bullets flying, that you can't coach that. And he has it. It's innate to him. He's not phased. He doesn't come unglued, undone. And he's a gamer. It's impressive, and you're starting to see it almost in reverse fashion. He's doing it in the game. Now he's doing it better in practice. And it's feeding off of that game day validation. And he's still a puppy. So he's got a lot of way to go. And the guys around him are making great plays, too. I mean, that ball's on the money. It's caught. And we've seen in years past when that ball isn't caught, no matter how perfect it's thrown. So give them credit, too.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 225 or so, but he's deceptively fast. I mean, he's one of the fastest guys on the team.
He's fast. I mean, he's not the fastest guy on the team. No, but he's.
I hope we got faster guys, but he's fast for a quarterback.
He's got good game. He's a lot like Kenny in terms of the speed. He can break through the line and make plays, move the chains with his feet. He knows when to extend it, when not to extend it, and I think he's shown good discretion getting down.
He hasn't. Not really.
Better than I thought. Better than I thought, because in high school he never slid. So these guys never slide in high school. A little bit different when you're playing guys like you're going to see on Saturday afternoon.
All right, he's one of the fastest quarterbacks on the team. Let's move on. Let's talk.
He's not faster than Duggar.
I don't know.
Be close.
Let's get the official scouting report. Pitt and North Carolina. Here's what you need to know about the Tar Heels. Brought to you by PNC Bank. Make today the day. Pat Bostic.
They don't have Drake May, which is it's nice to see, quite frankly, because he was really good. And they've gone through 3 quarterbacks, which is challenging. Obviously, you feel for the Johnson kid in the opener, broke his leg against Minnesota. They pulled it out of the fire up there in Minneapolis, and they've gone through Harrell, and now Criswell's their guy. And he's had a circuitous route back to Carolina, went to Arkansas, and came back after starting in North Carolina. He's a big, kind of thick quarterback, 6'2", 230. Moves well enough that they'll boot him and move him out of the pocket, and he can run. I wouldn't say he's as active a runner as Garrett Green for West Virginia, but he can hurt you if you let him or leave him unaccounted for. They lost a lot up front in terms of veteran guys. They're playing a lot of young players. I think they're really talented on the perimeter offensively. Jones is a big target outside. Both tight ends, Copenhaver and 18 Nesbitt is kind of their move guy, and they use them a lot. I mean, Coach said it Monday they go 2 tight ends more than most teams you see. But there's no question this offense revolves around Hampton. They want to run the ball. Everything they do is build off that. He was the leading rusher in the conference last year. He's the leading rusher in the conference this year. They're the top rushing team in the ACC this year. So they want to run the football, and it'll be incumbent on Pitt to disrupt that. And you saw it later in the Duke game. You start to see some TFLs and some penetration, and it kind of threw them off course and put them behind the chains. So Pitt's one of the top TFL teams in the ACC. If they're able to get them behind the sticks, make Criswell throw it, that's obviously the goal, and gives Pitt a really good chance to be successful defensively. But if they're ahead of the sticks and it's run pass, you got to tackle a big old running back every single play.
He's pretty good today. He's on. He's on.
He's locked in, Coach. Do you see that?
Didn't know if he was. He's locked in today.
Thank you.
What happened last week? They shut out Duke in the first half, and then the wheels came off.
Well, they got behind the sticks. Duke started pressuring a little bit, and they got a young offensive line. Mac Brown said it in his presser Monday. They're not dealing with pressure well. They're not dealing with blitz well. Stunts, movement up front. I'm sure they're working on it all week. So there was a lot of dark jerseys in the backfield. That would be Duke's home jerseys. And that makes it difficult because Hampton's not a guy that's going to outrun you to the edge per se. You know, he once he punctures the line of scrimmage is when he's dangerous. But there's also plenty of plays where you see him break 3-4 tackles. So if you don't get him to the ground and he gets to the secondary, he's one of those guys that, you know, it's difficult for a safety or corner to bring him down. So I think defensively, you know, they struggled against James Madison. Jeff Collins is their defensive coordinator. They really held Duke in check, but their missed tackles have been a huge problem for them. I think they said they had 12 plays that cost them the game. 8 of them were missed tackles. How much of that is alignment, assignment, awareness? How much of it is physical? I got to be honest, when I look at them on film, I don't see a lot of physical deficiencies in their personnel. I think what they're doing right now, they've got some transfers in the back end. They got a new coordinator. It just hasn't seemed like it's gelled yet, and they're going to have to gel pretty quick going against an up-tempo offense this week.
After their last 2 games, they're going to be a surly bunch, going to try to want to right the ship as Pitt goes into ACC play. How do you evaluate the ACC where we are today compared to where the experts thought the conference would be?
I don't know who's an expert, but you know, you look at the ACC and Clemson's at the top of the standings, and they're playing better ball. I mean, they faced a buzzsaw in week 1 against Georgia. And I don't know if you watched that Georgia-Alabama game, but it's pretty high-level stuff. But, I mean, you look at Miami, they're playing well. Ward, the quarterback, Duke's 5-0. You know, Pitt, obviously 4-0, hasn't played a conference game. Everyone's kind of had their struggles, and you've seen certain teams overcome it and find a way to win, and others that haven't. And North Carolina had one game really where they just, for whatever reason, it wasn't their day. But otherwise, you watch them on film, and they're right in the mix. This is going to be a really interesting, fun fall with a lot of close games. And I'm sure happy that Pitt's found a way to win close games because you're going to have to do that week in and week out.
You know what? After this road trip back home, face a team, California, that this will be a new thing for them.
Worried about Carolina. Worried about Carolina.
No, that's Coach Narduzzi can say that. You don't have to do that.
I'm not looking ahead. I got to stay focused.
I'm not listening to you guys. I'm just
I got to be ready. I got to be ready for this Wednesday night, like, you know, proctored exam. I feel like he's proctoring it. I'm like, you know, taking the test. I got my Scantron out and my number 2 Ticonderoga pencil, and I'm trying my best to get this thing going.
How about the Ticonderoga? I can't even say
Who
it.
used Ticonderoga? Lee Corso's a big Ticonderoga guy, right?
I don't even know what that is.
It's the pencil.
It's the name of the pencil.
It's like the most pure pencil. There's nothing like a good sharpened pencil.
Wow.
Right? You know?
I like a mechanical pencil.
Do you like mechanical?
Let's hear it for.
I'm pushing that lid.
Did you use mechanical pencils at Ursuline High School?
Let's hear it for Pat Bostic.
Really?
Yes. I use them every day, too. That's what I write with, mechanical pencil.
I'm going to start calling you the professor, Pat Bostic.
I've been looking for a nickname.
Now I know what to get him for Christmas. Ticonderoga pencil.
Now you could do better than that, Larry. Thanks.
Lead number 2. All right, Patrick, thank you. And we'll have some final thoughts with Pat Narduzzi when we come back on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
At Sarah's Candies, we make raising money for your group simple and sweet. With our chocolate bar and pretzel rod fundraisers, there are no minimums to get started, and you can earn up to 50% profit. Whether you're raising funds for a school, sports team, or even just yourself, we make it easy for groups of all sizes to succeed. Mention this ad when you order over the phone to earn 50% profit on your next order. Call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Some final thoughts with Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi as the Panthers get ready to travel to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Tar Heels and Panthers, a noon kickoff on the road, which has been a little unusual in seasons past. Seemed like we got a lot of night games.
Either we have all night games or all noon games, and I'm happy with the noon
You're
games.
good
Let's
with
get it
noon
done.
game, right?
Heck yeah.
Get down, take care of business, get back to the Berg.
No doubt. It's supposed to be pretty hot down there, too. They're talking 75, 85.
Yeah, it'll be a sunny day.
Sunny, humid.
Weather shouldn't be
75% humidity.
Look at you. I'm impressed. Coach Narduzzi's weather knowledge has, over the last 10 years, he's way up there. He could, if he wants to in the future, join the Weather Channel. That said, Coach, just final thoughts as you get ready. Really fun to get ACC action underway.
It will be fun. I mean, we're going to face, it's a talented football team that we're going to face Saturday at noon. I got a lot of respect for Mac Brown and what they do, and they put a lot of points up, so our defense will have to play really well, and our offense is going to have to outscore them maybe. Let's go.
You're probably chomping, ready to get this thing rolling.
Let's get it going. Won't be long.
Good luck against the Tar Heels. Let's hear it for Coach Pat Narduzzi. And we thank you for being with us, our Panthers fans here at the Indigo Hotel. Our executive producer, PJ Comanche. Tom Catanzari producing here at the Indigo. Charles Borges is back at Master Control. Pitt's Paul Bartow and his team do a great job. And a special thanks, Executive Associate Athletic Director of Media Relations, E.J. Borghetti. You've been listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show right here on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.